everybody, you know what time it is. Today we have a very special guest. Longtime family member and friend, Bryan. Bryan, say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Y'all know I like to switch it up. Every now and then, I enjoy having a guest on the show to share their life experiences, their personal experiences, and particularly as it relates to this video and the foundation of what this channel is about, and that is the paranormal, the everyday occurrences such as astral projection, out-of-body travel, experiences, remote viewing, you name it, we are talking about it. So our friend and family member Bryan has been wanting to share his story for the longest, and so we figured, you know what, we're having a fun weekend together as a family, and we decided that we would do it right now. He wanted to share with you guys his first personal and profound experience with astral projection or the paranormal. I've said it time and time again, family. These experiences, such as out-of-body travel or what we call the paranormal, happens to everyday people all the time. It's just that the majority of them are just not confident enough, or they are too fearful of what other people are going to say and think about them. And so I love having family members and friends to come on the show and talk about their experiences, because this will help to remove the stigma out of talking about something that really is the true nature of our existence and the true nature of reality. So Bryan, why don't you first tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about your very first experience with what you call the paranormal.
Well, basically, I go to school, I work full-time. But back in 2010, I started to get into meditation and just trying to live a better life and eat better. And I started to get into astral projection. I learned about that. And this one particular night, I got a video of it on YouTube if you guys want to get into all the details.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end. We're going to let you guys know how to find out more about Bryan and all of his shenanigans. He has quite a sense of humor. But anyway, I'm sorry, I digress.
Yeah, so this one particular night, I was just laying in bed, I was just tired, I was just trying to go to sleep. And I just woke up and I was just speeding straight up into the sky, straight out into space. And I looked down, I seen all the houses getting smaller and smaller. And I was out in space looking at the earth, and it just looked like a little bubble. And I was wondering, how could so much craziness be in this little bubble? And it felt like there's somebody behind me. But in all, it was just a really weird experience. And I mean, it never happened to me. That's my first time. That's my first experience of that happening, of actually being out of my body and recalling what happened when I got back.
So do you recall what it was like in terms of the separation from your physical body? Can you describe what that was like? Sensations? Did you feel another presence helping you, or what happened? Like, really give us an idea of where your mind was and what you were experiencing in that moment.
Well, my mind was I was trying to go to sleep, but I was just laying in bed. There was like a vibration kind of, but then it was like pitch black, and just like how you go to sleep and it's kind of dark. Well, for me, it's dark when I go to sleep. And then I was just speeding up, just fast, just at an incredible rate of speed, just going up into the sky, out into space. Did you feel any wind or pressure? Did you hear anything? I didn't hear anything or feel anything, but I just know I was going straight up, and it felt like there was a presence behind me. I don't know who it was, what it was, anything, but I know there was somebody behind me. But you didn't even think to look behind you. And I've had experiences like that where you just suddenly just start soaring at lightning speed, and usually this is a guardian, because many of us have several guardians that come in at different times to help us with different life missions, or wherever we had whatever we agreed to upon coming into physical life. There's a guardian to help us with each mission and pathway. So this is very common, and as a matter of fact, I have gotten quite a few emails from people from all over the world who have had the exact same kind of astral projection experience that you've had. I'm sorry, go ahead. Definitely real. It's definitely real.
Yeah.
And it happened to me, and Back in 2010.
Yeah. So what would you say to those people out there that says, "Oh, that's you were dreaming. That's just your imagination"?
No, I could assure you guys, I'm not on drugs. I don't do any of that crazy stuff. But if you meditate,
you're almost sure that eventually you could get to that point,
yeah.
because that was the precursor to this experience. You were meditating and
meditating, trying to eat right, trying to live better.
Yeah.
Trying to relax, clear your mind. And it definitely worked.
So let me ask you, were you always interested in these things? Were you kind of like a lot of people who have these experiences? It's usually people who are loners and have a difficult time acclimating to what we would call the norms or being worldly. Were you like more of a loner coming up, or did you have a hard time doing things or finding interest in things that the majority thought you should be into?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, very common. Very common.
Yeah, so I was always interested in kind of the paranormal, the extraterrestrial.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, but I never learned anything about astral projection until 2010. And I could assure you guys, it really is.
It's very real. Oh, if you were to rate between 0 and 100 as to how real this is and how real that experience was, what would you rate it as?
100.
100%. And that's what I say. Until it happens to you, and like I said, we all astral project. We all have these experiences at some point or another. We have them all the time. It's just that most people don't sync their consciousness to and with the experience to bring the memory of it into their physical life. And I say the same thing. It is absolutely 100% real. And when it happens to you, even those who are atheists, I've gotten emails from people who are atheists and who have written and have apologized because a couple of them thought that I was just talking a bunch of crap. And again, when it happened to them, they apologize. There's no mistaking whatsoever. When you have this experience, you know that it is real, it is life-changing, it is very transformative. How did that experience change your life?
It definitely changed my life, because I was actually like literally out of my body. I mean, I didn't feel my body in the bed, but it was actually real. Like it's like I was actually there. I didn't have any of my senses. I didn't smell anything or hear anything, but I had visual. I could actually see.
Yes.
So it was definitely life changing.
Does it change your perspective as it relates to death? Like, many people are so controlled and so easily manipulated because there is this widespread fear of death and widespread fear of the unknown, and that too can be tied to physical death. How would you say it has affected your belief or your worldview about physical death?
Well, I believe now that it's a transformation. So, I mean, you got a spirit. I mean, I left my body. I know it's a spirit in there, and we actually can leave out of our body. And, it's crazy.
I remember having the experience where I was out of my body and I really didn't care too much about it. It was really like stepping out of an automobile. You want to take care of it, and you know you needed to get to point A to point B, but to over-identify with that car. What was it like for you when you had that awareness that, hey, I'm really not the physical body? Did you feel as connected to the physical body? Do you recall having any thoughts about it one way or the other?
No, I was just out looking at the earth. It's this bubble with all this craziness inside of it, and I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe that I was outside in space. Didn't have to breathe or anything. That didn't even cross my mind. Breathing didn't even cross my mind. Nothing. I was just out there. I was just out there, just there. I don't know how to explain it. It was a life-changing experience.
Now, this family was not going to be a part of this video, but ironically, you've been here with us for the weekend. Why don't you tell them what has happened? Now, this is your first conscious experience since that 2010 experience Why don't you tell them what recently happened since you've been visiting
as
us?
he said, I've been here for the weekend, and I haven't been doing any meditation or anything lately or anything like that, but I was sleeping in the guest room, and last night I was in the bed, and I kept feeling my, was it the astral body?
Yeah.
Slipping. It felt like I was falling or sinking into the bed, just falling. And I kept on jumping up and waking up, and I don't know if it's an energy in this house from
it's quite possible, right?
But I kept on just slipping. It felt like I was sinking into the bed, and you know the feeling when you fall. When
That's a very common sensation, family, with those of us, you know who you are, who have had those out-of-body experiences where the precursor is feeling like you're falling through the bed. For some people, it's actually the astral body moving up. You're perceiving from your physical body, so your perspective is kind of deceiving you and making you feel like you're falling, but in truth your astral body is really separating from your physical body, and that too can give you the feeling and the sensation as if it is your physical body falling. And I think you had both going on. And
yeah, it was crazy.
And
without even trying, I was just trying to go to sleep. I guess it's just the energy or the I don't know.
And he's not the only person. Like I said in the previous video, family and friends come and spend time with me all the time, and there's always something interesting going on. So what you're talking about is not uncommon. If you come and spend some time in my house, chances are you either going to feel something, sense something, or experience something. So why don't you tell everybody how they can find out more about you and what you're doing? Tell them about your projects you're into. You do some modeling, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm up here out of town from where I'm in Richmond, Virginia, where I stay. Doing a couple photo shoots, and up here spend some time with my good friend. And so I'm trying to get into music and doing the photo shoots. And
so you're basically an all-around artistic person.
Yes.
Yeah, and creative and artistic people, hey, this stuff goes hand in hand. And I cannot tell you how many times people have called me eccentric and weird and out there and all that. But you know what? I own them, because I know without any of those characteristics and those traits, I would not be who I am. So yeah, I am in orbit, and you are too, and that's why we got this connection going on, and that's why we had that connection with you guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. I want to say thank you for coming to share your story with us.
Anytime.
And as always, family, you are loved beyond measure, and the ultimate illumination will always come from within. Go inside, hold on tight, and go for what you know. Happy
travels.
All right.